Hello, good people, and welcome to the next edition of Should I Join a Data Bootcamp? My name is Greg, and I run Data Independent, a learning platform for data analysts and data scientists all over the world. And today, we're going to be talking about how hard is it to get a job after a data bootcamp? This is a question I get all the time, and it's one I'm actually very passionate about too. So I want to tell you my thoughts on this. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, so how hard is it to get a job after a data bootcamp? My number one summary sentence throughout this entire video here is going to be getting a job is 100% dependent on the work you put in to finding one. Now, let me put that another way. You're not going to get a job unless you put in a ton of work to find one. A data bootcamp is going to give you the tools and set you up for success, but ultimately, the one who's interviewing, the one who's sourcing the job, and the one who's finally actually going to close the job opportunity is going to be yourself. When I went through a data bootcamp, it was a 12-week full-time program, and right when that 12 weeks was done, I was still doing full-time work trying to find a job. So I was sending out a ton of emails and having a ton of phone screens and kind of playing the game of getting a job. The bootcamp is going to help a bit. Now, when I say that, I mean they're going to give you resume help and interview prep and practice questions and things like that, but they're not going to be the ones doing work for you. And so the other thing too is that people don't often get is that when you're making a career change, it's often a numbers game. So if you think about the big macro picture here, you're likely taking a boot camp, which is going to alter your career direction. Now, the main goal of that career direction is to land in that new field, whatever it may be. It's not necessarily to find your dream job, because if you're being that picky about your dream job, well, you could be waiting a while and you're likely not earning money right now. You likely just paid for a boot camp and you likely want to just jump into the field. So if you're less dependent on where you go, say job wise, and more specific on the field you go, then it's a numbers game and you're just trying to get in the first place. And the other thing too that you're going to want to pay attention to is you're likely competing against hundreds of other students who are in a very similar position to you. Now, boot camps are very popular this year. And really in general, and I don't see the trend slowing down at all. So just know that there are hundreds of other students that you're going after as well. The last thing that I'll say here is I've actually done a video after my data science, after I completed here we go. So lessons learned the hard way is hacking the data science interview. You can see here that there are almost 111,000 views on this video. And throughout it, I go through basically like a 30 minute spiel about how I found my job. And there's a ton of good information here. So lessons learned the hard way, hacking the data science interview. I'll put a link in the description for this. Reach out if you have any questions and look out for the other segments of Should I Join a Data Bootcamp?